how are you? Everybody doing good? Where is this? What is this? Hi. Tonight, I'm on a little early, so share out to your peoples or to our peoples if you're in my little group. We're going to talk about grounding and stepping outside your box today. So if that's something that you're interested in, this might be a good place for you. Or you can just hang out. We got some good vibes in here sometimes. Sometimes entertainment. So we are doing good tonight. I think there is a little glitchy internet stuff going on too, so we're going to try to get through it. Let's see. All right. I think we're good. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I think hopefully there's not any weird internet stuff because it feels like there's something's wonky. Something's wonky. Shelly, I'm going to send you a list later on of some themes for next month that way you can help me build the boxes. What you think about that? What you think about that, Shelly? That sound good? Hey, Nancy Pooh. How are you, my love? Yeah, so I was going to send some themes for the boxes next month. So, hi. And then you can help me work through some stuff on that. So, hey, Tiny. How are you? Welcome in, guys. We're a little early tonight, but tonight we're going to talk about stepping outside of our box and grounding. Monday, we talked a lot about anxiety and kind of some things there. Hey, Allie, how are you? Hey. Welcome in, guys. So tomorrow night is Finding Divinity. Tomorrow night night's supposed to be Finding Divinity, but it is only a 4-class month. So let me see what I can do to do something tomorrow. I completely forgot. I was like, I don't have anything planned. So next month, Finding Divinity classes are, and I do Blend Your Spirit classes, which is for everybody, and Finding Divinity is specifically for women. Next month, we're talking all about female anatomy, inside and out. We're going to talk about we're going to talk about zones that feel good, right? We're going to make a oil for self-love. We are going to, thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, Shelly, I completely forgot. I'm just planned out. And what I may do is I may just jump on Instagram and we can do the crystal thing that we didn't get to finish last night. So let's talk afterwards and we'll plan what to do tomorrow. Thank you. Hey, how are you guys? Thank you. I appreciate it. So if you're interested in taking that class, though, Finding Divinity is more of a women's empowerment, healing, sensual, learning all about that stuff class. Next month, we are talking about erogenous zones. We're talking about foreplay. We're talking about women's anatomy, inside and out. We're talking about doing a self-love guided meditation and creating an essential oil or a massage oil for that. And so it is going to be great. Super excited about it. Thank you for the gifts, Official. I appreciate you. Thank you. You made friends with, I can't see. That looks like broccoli. But if you are interested in the classes, we do have a good group there. Last month we talked about the Kama Sutra book. This month we talked all about kink and BDSM and just like the whole psychology and things like that of it. Oh, it's a cucumber. Nancy, just shoot me a message. You can do it on my website or just shoot me a message and we can figure it out. It's always on Thursday nights at 7. And it's a great class. I'm going a lot towards, like, we're still talking about spirituality and things like that, but we're talking a lot about healing and just kind of empowering and things like that as well. I'm a big deal? I am not a big deal. I am not, but you're welcome to do it. It's so fun. And then next year, right now I'm currently planning some of the curriculum for next year. And so I'm super excited about the whole Finding Divinity in the retreats and things like that we do. We're going to incorporate the boudoir photography. And then here locally, and I'll travel for photography as well. We have a lot of stuff. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate it. It's become a very real love of mine. It's been so good. I've started taking the boudoir pictures again and seeing women change, like, just in like a matter of moments once they understand, like, the process of that and understanding, you know, that it's okay to be you, right? So thank you. And so we're going to incorporate that into the retreats, but you don't have to do a retreat if it's something you want. We're going to actually do some spooky Halloween photo shoots and things like that. And I will definitely travel to do those. But if you're in the Oklahoma area, I will be having a lot of different shoots available as well, just to kind of build the portfolio on that. But I can't wait to be able to do them at the house that we're doing the retreat at. But yes, empowerment, helping you just be your authentic self and be okay with it. And we'll still learn about spirituality and those things, but Blend Your Spirit is more spiritual for everybody. And then you have Finding Divinity, that is about finding divinity, about helping women just kind of become empowered and understanding their energy, their sensuality, a safe place to ask questions. So yeah, it's so fun. It's a lot of fun. Not just because I'm teaching. It's just a lot of fun. I love to teach it too. So it's fun. Anyway, all right. Saturdays for the staff meeting in October. Okay. Oh, I love that, Nancy. Yeah, we've had some really fun stuff. Each month is different, but next year we'll know each month's themes. So like this or in October, and I'll give you like a list of books if you want to get the books where I get some of my information. But we talk pretty openly, right? And it's good. It's just good. I love it so much. Hey, how are you? Kind of a different direction than initially, but not really, you know. We still, like, in the Blend Your Spirit, we call it the mentorship, but the Blend Your Spirit class, it is like next month we're talking about divination, we're talking about tea reading, we're talking about the history of tea reading. Last month we made tinctures and we made fire cider and stuff like that. Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm not a book nerd at all. Like, I hate reading, but now I have lots of books actually, which is weird for me. Thank you. All right, are you guys ready? Are you ready? All right, so we have a lot to talk about tonight. Shelly, I'll holler at you afterwards and then we can plan for tomorrow. I think we can go over the crystals and stuff like that if you want to finish that. So let's get started. Let me find what in the world I'm doing. All right. So tonight we're going to talk about grounding, and we're going to also talk about stepping outside of our box. Oh, do you? Oh, I love that. I love it. So good to see you, Allie. So this weekend I'm going to be at the Chalk It Up Festival. If you are here locally, I will be there and have a booth. Hey, how are you? Thanks for coming in. I'll have a booth there, so you guys are welcome to swing by if you're local. Also, I'll have more information on the photo shoots and stuff like that that I have coming up, and all kinds of fun stuff. Very excited. So, All right. What is energetic grounding? We talk about this. Those of you guys that have been around me forever know that, like, I'm like, where are your toes? Right? That's the easiest way for you to ground. Ask yourself where are your toes. It pulls you into the moment to get you centered, to get you grounded. You're thinking about right now instead of what tomorrow brings. The world is insane, right? Let's just be real. The world is insane. None of us know what's happening the next day. Yeah, I'll have spell jars. I'll do spell jars in the classes, and I will have some small kits there this weekend. But if there's something you want me to put together, shoot me a message. The world's crazy, and it's just good to get grounded, right? And it's really hard to do when the energy is insane. Can I get a raise of hands of everybody who has had an insane, like, energetic thing over the past month? It feels like everybody. Heck yeah. Heck yeah, dirt for sure. I hate wearing shoes. I just go and just put my feet on the grass. Raise hand. Yeah, it's been crazy. Even when it's not, it feels like it's crazy. You're out of the spiral. It's been crazy. And so being grounded helps you stay connected. And it doesn't just help you stay connected to the earth or to grounding energy. It helps you stay centered, and it helps you see things differently even when you're spiraling, but you see it, right? You see it. So when you start becoming more awake and more aware, it doesn't mean that you're not going to have these experiences. That's the big misconception that people have when you grow and you heal, right? You can be grown, you can be all grown up. You can go through healing and growing and all these things. You still have some of the same things happen to you. When you grow and heal or go through the healing process, it does not mean that you're not going to have these things. It means that you start seeing them differently. So hopefully it affects you in a different way. And you still have moments. Today, I got the great opportunity to match someone's energy. And magically, she did not like that. She didn't like me when I matched her energy. And very rarely do I do that anymore. You know, so sometimes it just catches us off, and then you have to ask yourself, where are your toes? But energetic grounding is simply referred to as grounding. It's a concept rooted in the belief that it is beneficial to connect with the earth's natural energy to balance out your own. This idea is common in so many spiritual practices. It's common in holistic practices. It's common in nursing homes. It's common with children who have autism. It's good. It does make a difference. There's grounding mats, right? There's crystals. There's so many different things you can do. Energetic grounding can be understood as the process of centering, balancing, and connecting one's energy with the earth, thereby creating a stable foundation for one's mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Okay? When you can stay centered and grounded, it also helps you stay connected with those who actually help keep you grounded. Okay? There's a lot of people that I've had around me before, and when they struggle, they'll withdraw. I used to be a lot worse about it. But when you struggle, you withdraw, right? And when you withdraw, you get in a little tunnel, or you get in a little cave and you go and hide. And so when you can stay grounded and centered, you might still have those things that make you go crawl and hide, right? But it's easier for you to be held accountable, or to have someone help pull you out of that, even if it's yourself or if it's someone sitting there with you in the craziness. Okay. So why is energetic grounding important? A lot of people don't think it's important. If you try it a couple times, you will help stabilize the basic biological rhythms, hormone regulation, sleep patterns. Some proponents suggest grounding can reduce inflammation and promote healing. Okay, there is evidence of some tribes, right? Some of the tribes. I couldn't tell you where they were at. I read this story on the Grounding movie. There is a Earthing, I think Earthing is what it's called. And there's tribes that when their children or people in their village are sick, they dig a hole and they put them in that hole and cover them back up with dirt. Now, I'm not saying that this heals everybody, but this is a way that they help combat sickness. So it is something that others use in different ways. It helps emotional and mental stability. Grounding can anchor you in your emotions, making them feel more centered, less prone to mood swings and overwhelming feelings. Gives you an enhanced awareness. When you can come to the center, right? Come here. Come on. Tap, 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 tap. Where are your toes? You come to here. When you're here, you see things for what they are. You see bullshit for bullshit, right? You do. I see it. I see it. I know what it is. I'm right here. You see things that are overwhelmingly emotional, and you feel the emotion and you understand you're having the emotion, but that doesn't mean that that is actually reality for you, though you need to feel the emotion and work through, right? It helps you see things differently as you grow. It helps you see things that's a trauma response, or this is a reaction to something that happened to me prior. This does not mean this is what's going to happen next, right? You can see things different. You can also see things, like I said, it's kind of like a bullshit meter, right? Bullshit, right? You can find it. You just go around, you can find it. Protection. With many spiritual frameworks, grounding is considered a protective measure. Being grounded can make one less vulnerable to negative energies or emotional drain from others. That's not something that a lot of people talk about. A lot of people ask about, how can I stay spiritually protected? Well, you know what makes you not real spiritually protected is when we have depression, when we're sad, when we have heavy, heavy energies, when everything is just up in craziness. We're more susceptible to sickness. We're more susceptible to anything, right? I'm not saying like there are probably circumstances that being grounded isn't going to help you be protected, but when your energy is high, when you are very aware of your surroundings, you're very aware of things, your energy is kind of like closer together if you're looking at a cellular structure, right? If you're looking at that. And it's bouncing around and it's very, very fast and very tight knit. When it's slow, there's space open for stuff, okay? So just consider that. Improved concentration by feeling more centered and present. One may experience enhanced focus and clarity in task, leading to better productivity. Enhanced energy flow. Grounding is thought to promote and smooth the flow of energy throughout the body, preventing blockages and promoting overall wellness. This helps you move your energy. Connection to your environment, connection to animals. When you can ground, it fosters a deeper connection to nature, environment, promotes a sense of belonging and unity with the earth and with those around you, right? Even walking to the mailbox barefoot is going to help you if that's all you can do. If you can't go outside, there's other ways for grounding too. Don't feel like I can't go outside or I'm bedridden and that means I'm never grounded. That's not the case. You can definitely do some other things. All right, so let me find my other area. So I'm going to talk to you about crystals that can help you. Is there a certain smell that's better for grounding? I would say it's probably really up to you on it, because like one of the whole things with grounding is if it can bring you here, then it's going to help you because your brain connects it with that. I like mugwort. It has a very outdoorsy smell. It's very woody. I do like mugwort, but you can definitely do different ones. Okay, so let's talk about, I already talked about the crystals. You ready? Crystals. All right, so crystals for grounding. Crystals to help you calm down, to ground, and to move forward. These are all interconnected for me, as well as if you're talking about grounding, healing, manifesting, and sensuality. For me, they all go together. They're all one of the same beast, right? They're just one of the same beasts for me. And so there are lots of crystals. This is not an all-inclusive list, but I'm going to give you some that are good for overall the things that we're talking about. And keep in mind, we're also getting ready to talk about stepping outside your box. I'm going to get you, right? I'm going to get you. Stepping outside your box. Spiritually, in a relationship, in life, just overall everything, right? It is hard to do that. These are some crystals that can help you, right, with grounding. They can help you with the energy of kicking your butt forward and you moving forward instead of just staying in your little bin that we find so comforting. And so these are definitely ones that can help you. Keep in mind, just because you have a piece of amethyst in your pocket doesn't mean suddenly you're going to be so calm and so grounded and so stepping out of your box. Okay, you can have a hammer in your toolbox. You can't build a house unless you pick it up, right? It's not going to work unless you utilize it. So I think that there's a lot of different videos that go around, and it's like, look, I got this piece of carnelian and I always wanted a boyfriend, but all I had to do was buy this carnelian, and now the love of my life, he's here, all because I bought this crystal. No. No, not it. Not it. Not it. Right? That would be like me saying, well, I have a lot of citrine, but I still need some money, right? It doesn't do it for you, right? You have to put in your work. And anybody who tells you that it does, they're definitely allowed to have that opinion. But I am a fan of spirituality. Tools and things like that are tools, and that energy helps guide you on your path. So yes, do I love crystals? Do I sell them? Do I have a plethora? Hell yeah, I do. Are they going to do all the work for me just because they're sitting here? No. Okay, no. Hey guys, thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks, Shaggy. Yes, black tourmaline for sure. Absolutely. And that's the first one I'm talking about, actually. Black tourmaline, number one. Good. And again, if you're just jumping in, these are crystals for grounding and moving forward and stepping outside of your box. Black tourmaline is recognized for its grounding and protective properties. Black tourmaline can help dispel negative energies, create a calm and stable foundation of growth. Okay, black tourmaline is used on so many different things. Thanks for the gifts. Thank you, Miss Rebel. It can be used to ward your house or keep in your house. It can be used in your pocket. Paranormal teams use black tourmaline. There's a lot of uses for it, okay? So it is recognized for grounding protective properties. Citrine, right? Should we sing it? Citrine, 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 citrine. Citrine is one of my favorite stones. I have a good handful, probably 10 that I say are my favorite. Citrine really is one of those. It is very, very high energy. If you are a heavier energy person, or you work a lot more in what some would say the darker energies, you may not like citrine. It's a very bubbly, sunshiny, lemonade and lemons and happy stone. It's great for lifting your vibrations. It is great. Hey, how are you guys? Hey, Lone Wolf. It's good for raising vibrations. It's good for manifesting, right? So it's going to be good for moving you. Raise your vibrations. It's going to help you get over those things that are kind of stopping you. Smoky quartz, another great one. Smoky quartz is good for transmuting negative energy or any energy. A lot of times I'll say, you are an alchemist, and people say, that's ridiculous. I'm not an alchemist. Alchemy is changing something into a different energy. And when you're upset and you cry, you're taking anger or sadness and transmuting it into tears. Okay? Smoky quartz helps you take energy and transmute it into something different. Okay? Just because you have a lot of heavy energy does not mean that you have to use the heavy energy and keep it. You can learn to transmute this energy into something that's beneficial for you. Okay? So smoky quartz is a grounding stone, can help dispel negative energy, alleviate fear, enhance determination, and move forward. Moonstone, we talked about last night. And if you were in class last night on Instagram, we'll probably do that again tomorrow night. So Moonstone is believed to be a stone of new beginnings. It can help one move forward, embracing change, hope, and resilience. Transmute energy. I love that. Yeah, I love water. I love the ocean. Absolutely. Oh, I love that, Allie. Transmute energy through the ocean. Next is, and Moonstone also, like we talked about last night, if you were in, a lot of ancient civilizations believed Moonstone was actually moonbeams captured within a stone. And I love that idea because the moon is feminine. It is water element. It's healing. And when you think about having a piece of the moon within a stone, I think that's a beautiful thought. Sodalite, the stone, is used to enhance insight and intuition, helping you recognize and let go of old patterns that no longer serve you. Sodalite is also good to put in your bedroom with amethyst if you have trouble sleeping. It's a calming energy. Lepidolite has natural lithium, right? We talk about this one a lot because it's beautiful, and especially the mica part of it. It is mined with lithium, so therefore you do not want to put this in your mouth. You know, you want to keep safe, all that stuff. But it's believed to be helpful for emotional balance, reducing anxiety, and fostering a sense of security. It's great for self-love. It's great for reflection, and very calming. Next, aquamarine is known as a stone of courage. Aquamarine can help dispel fear, confusion, and pave the way for moving forward. Yep, selenite and clear quartz. Yes, absolutely. Your wife loves stones. They are powerful. They are. They absolutely can be. Rose quartz, the stone of unconditional love. Rose quartz is believed to radiate calming energies and enhance compassion towards oneself and others. If you were in class last night, do you remember the story about rose quartz? I hope that those stories help you guys remember those. Amethyst is known for its soothing and tranquil energy. Amethyst can help alleviate stress and clear the mind of negative thoughts, right? Amethystos, if you were in class last night, means, what does it mean? Do you remember? So that's just some of them. There are so many. There's selenite, there's clear quartz, there's a huge amount. There will be certain crystals that do resonate with you. There will be certain ones that don't necessarily. Like, I don't really love rose quartz. It's not my jam, right? But I do love lepidolite. And so you will find ones that you use that are your normal and that you love, and you use them for very specific things. If you're not a crystal person, they're tools, right? So there's other things you can use. If you love herbs, right? We talk about those too. So these are just tools for you. I know people that put them in their bra when they come to work. I know them that put them in their jeans. I know people who put them in their purse, under your car seat, you know, all that. I do. Yeah, I do. I have my special. Where are you? Where are you, Citrine? I do have a double terminated. You can just shoot me a message. But this is my chunk that I use all the time. And but I do have some that is clear and it's a double pointed. But citrine I use. I do got a big hunka. So I love citrine. I always use it with pyrite and some other things. Isn't it beautiful? So I use it a lot, and it's a high energy stone. It looks like sunshine, right? And so you can use those. There's just so many. If you're talking about protection, you can use tiger's eye. So there's a lot of different ones. Good for moving forward. The best one, and again, this is just a personal thing. The best one for me, personally, for moving forward is carnelian. And carnelian is the one that you see, I use carnelian and I got a boyfriend. My twin flame found me the next day. It's right here, right? And so, right, carnelian. But carnelian is the stone that ancient Egyptians would put in with the deceased to help them move forward. Because in ancient Egypt, when you pass away, that is actually more important than your life that you lived, because they believe that you live forever. And so this kept them moving forward and gave them protection to move forward and give them a good kick in the booty to make them go and go through their journey that they needed to go through to get to their afterlife. And so you're all about sunshine. Yeah, no, I do have, I think I have, and it's actually completely clear, the double terminated that I have. So crystals can be used for so many things. That is just, of course, one of them. But I want to talk to you about, why do we like to stay in our boundaries? Is anybody comfortable? Is anybody comfortable? Don't want to step outside my box. I like to stay right where I'm at. I don't want to climb over and get out, right? So why do we like to stay within our boundaries and resist change? Why are we scared to move forward? We tend to stay within our boundaries and resist change. It can be attributed to various psychological, biological, sociocultural factors, but here's a breakdown of some reasons. Your blanket fort is there, right? It's where it is. It's where I like to go. When things are familiar, you know what to expect, whether they're good or bad, right? A lot of time we stay in those bad relationships, bad friendships, bad workplaces, bad everything, because we at least know what to expect. It's more scary to look and have to go into the unknown than to stay in something that's comfortable, even though we might gripe about it every single day. So cognitive ease, familiarity offers ease, meaning our brains don't have to work as hard when processing known information from environments and people. This conserves our mental energy. Fear of the unknown. Blech. Blech. Not acceptance waits from outside the box. It's scary. It is scary. It is hard to step outside your box. It is. Fear of unknown. Humans are often wary of uncertainty. The unknown carries potential risk, and so our brains are wired and our subconscious to be cautious of potential threats. That is a trait that is vital for our ancestors' survival. And I wouldn't say it's like necessarily, we don't have to have it for our survival, but it's something that's still with us. And we know if we've been hurt, and we know if we're different, and we know if we step outside the box, someone might think differently of us. It's very hard. And once you do it and you have self-love, you still get affected sometimes by negative comments, but it is not as important to you once you start to understand your worth. Doesn't mean it's not scary. It doesn't mean that it's not terrifying to even move forward. It still is, right? You just learn to deal with it differently. Fear of failure. Beliefs are a hard one for me when people talk. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Fear of failure. Venturing into new territory can come with risk of failure, which can be a blow to one's self-esteem or perceived status among fears. So if I don't do it, I won't fail. So I'm good, right? I'm good. I'm not going to do it. It might not work. But what if it does? No, it might not. But what if it does? It might not. Loss aversion. Psychologically, humans tend to weigh losses more heavily than gains. The potential loss from trying something new, like time, money, and pride, can feel more significant than the potential benefits or the potential gain. Cultural or societal pressures. Some cultures and societies value tradition and consistency more than change. Stepping outside of norms can result in social, like, when you get ostracized. Ostracized. You could get ostracized. You could be sent to, the desert, away from the people that you thought once loved you, that you thought once cared for you. Overwhelm and decision fatigue. With so many potential options and choices available in modern society, this is me. This one is me. Stepping outside the established norms with so many potential options and choices available, the sheer act of deciding is overwhelming, causing people to stick with what they know or to freeze. Just freeze. I don't know the answers, so I'm not doing anything. Past negative experiences. If someone has ventured outside their comfort zone before and had a negative experience, they're going to be hesitant to do it again, right? I was in a relationship once. It was terrible. So I really don't know if I want to do it again, right? It's if you've had a past experience. Yes, Allie, absolutely. Then I'm out, right? Like me and trying to build communities and things like that, right? I've had some harder, some difficult experiences some of you guys have been a part of. And so for me, it takes a long time. And I want it to be, I want our community to be a representation of a community, right? That is there for people, right? And you can grow and come in and not necessarily be judged, but you can learn and see those things. And so past experiences can affect you. Routine comfort. Established routines can create a sense of order and predictability, even when it sucks, right? Even when it sucks. When you have a routine, you may gripe about it all day long, but it's routine and you know what to expect. Lack of awareness. Sometimes people aren't even aware that they're in a rut or that there are other possibilities outside their current boundaries. Sometimes we don't know we're in a box because we're comfortable and we can't see past the wall. Something that I have learned and I'm continuing to learn over and over is that when you do decide to step outside the box, it's very scary. And it'll always be scary. For me, it will always be scary. But once you step out of the box, then outside the box, right? Here's your box. You're in it. I'm not stepping out. You step out, right? And your box gets bigger. Okay, there's a few opportunities here in this bigger box than what you're in, but it's still very small, right? And then you step out of this medium-sized box, right? Your box gets bigger. You have a lot more possibilities right here. They're just waiting for you, right? You have so many different things you could do. It's scary because you have more choices. It's scary. There's more people. There's more option to fail. There's more possibilities of rejection, right? It's scary, but you have more opportunity. So when you step outside of this box, your box gets really big, right? And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then ultimately, the bigger your box, the more your possibilities you are, right? And so you have endless possibilities when you keep stepping out of your box. But just because you step out of your box once doesn't mean you're good. You stepped out of your box once. Now you did it. Like, no, because then your next box becomes your stagnant place, the place that you hide. Right? And then there's times that you sink back to the first box and then you jump over that hurdle again and then you get to the box that you're trying to step out of. Right? But the more that you step out, the more possibilities and potential that you have to have the things that you want in your life. If you do the same things, you're going to get the same results. If you want different, do different. Different sucks. It does. It does. It's so hard. But if you want different, do different. I dare you to try it, right? You will get different results. You will. So that is my lecture. No, I'm just kidding. I have other things. But there's constraints, financial restraints that you can have that keep you inside the box, right? There is resource restraints. Therefore, if you have a community, now that we're moving to the next topic, resource constraints. I don't know how to do it. I don't even know where to start. I don't know people like that. Resource constraints, right? So then we want to talk about, where are you? Talk about how can you encourage your friends to step out of the box. Thank you for the gift, Tammy. Hi, your mama. How are you? How can you encourage your friends to step outside the box? Because we just talked about one of the hardest things about stepping outside of the box is one, having the knowledge or having the support. Hello, how are you? Lend me some sugar. If you have resource constraints and you don't have enough people within your group, you don't know where to go, you need a community. You need friends. You need friends that help you want to become a better person. Not that you're not perfect right where you're at, but if you're on the growth train, beep, beep, right? If you're on it, toot, toot. If you're on the growth train, you have friends around you that are struggling, right? I know you guys all, not all, but I know a lot of you guys very well. And that is one of the hardest things is stepping outside of the box. And when you're talking about stepping outside the box, that means your friends are also having that trouble. So how can you support your friends as well as yourself to step outside the box? How can you encourage? Okay. And when you're thinking outwardly and you're thinking in a growth mindset, when you do help others, you're going to inadvertently help yourself. I'm not saying empty your cup to everybody, right? There's a difference. You help others. It doesn't mean you completely drain all your resources. So if you're saying something, there's some things that are filtered. I'm not sure if they're bad things, but it looks like there's some things that were filtered. So how can you help your friends step outside the box? Everybody in this group would tell you one of the things is to join Blend Your Spirit, right? It's just a good little group. We have it on Discord. We have it over on Facebook. You just have to look for Blend Your Spirit. It's a non-denominational group is what we're going to have to say, because there's so many different belief systems in there, but we are all very respectful of each other's beliefs. And really the goal is to help us all become the best versions of ourselves that we can or that we want to be. So when you encourage your friends to step outside their comfort zone, this can be very difficult, right? Because sometimes we all have different things that affect us differently, okay? When I say that, one person could say something to 10 different people. 10 different people may take it differently. Everybody's mental health is different. Everybody's understanding of what's being said is different. So one of the best ways that you can do this is lead by example. And that sucks for some of us that don't like to step outside the box. One of the best ways for you to show your friends and the people that you care about support and stepping outside the box is to lead by example. Show them the benefits firsthand, what happens when you're willing to put your trust and step outside the box. Share your own experience of trying new things and the growth that you've achieved. The growth that you've achieved as a result. You can share the other results too, right? But it's important. Coming off, yeah. Gotcha. Be supportive. Be supportive. Offer to help them. Offer to join them in a new activity. If you guys want to go live and you don't know how, let me know and I'll go live with you, right? Be supportive. Offer to join them in a new activity. Sometimes having a friend by your side makes a daunting task more approachable. Exposure therapy is exciting. Yeah, sending you love. Sending you love. Offer gentle challenges. We should do this within the group. Pose friendly challenges or bets, making step outside the box a fun competition of who does what during the day. I'm going to give you a list of some things that are stepping outside the box that may help you too. Provide information. Sometimes fear comes from the unknown. People are apprehensive on things that they don't know about. Rightfully so. So offer information about trying something new or offer resources for them to learn about it. Celebrate small wins. Recognize and celebrating their achievements with them, no matter how small. Positive reinforcement is a great motivator for everyone and everything. Share inspirational stories. Do you have a great story of something you stepped outside the box and something really great happened? And it could be that you never did it and you finally did it. And this is what happened. Share inspirational stories. Talk about others, famous or not, who have benefited from stepping outside of their comfort zone. Stories are great motivators, especially when you can connect. Especially when you can connect. Introduce them to new people. Diverse social groups can introduce your friends to different activities, thoughts, and cultures. Meeting someone who has a specific hobby or skill can pique the interest of someone. Recommend books and films that they wouldn't normally watch. There are countless books and movies that emphasize the importance of challenging oneself and experiencing growth. Where's my next page? Where'd you go? There it is. Encourage reflection. How do you control when things are going great? Allie, I'll talk about that in just a minute. I'll absolutely do that for you. Encourage reflection. Encourage your friends to reflect on times they previously stepped out of their comfort zone and how these experiences have benefited you. Look how you did this. Look how good you're doing. You never thought you'd do this, and you did it, and I knew you could do it. Remind them of their strengths. Confidence can be a big factor. Remind your friends of their strengths and past achievements to help them believe they can handle new challenges. Like, are you serious? You don't think that you can handle that? You did this, right? I have someone that I always say, you're a badass bitch. Don't even feed me that, right? Create a safe environment, which is what I love to do. If a friend is trying something new, ensure that they feel safe and supported. This might mean being beginner-friendly environments or resources for them on their endeavors. This is how you can help yourself and help your friends, okay? Help your friends, help your group. We have a lovely group that you can help, for sure. All right, so why is it important for you to step outside your box? Anybody know why it's important for you to step outside your box? Anybody know why it's important? It is important. I know his itches. Who's talking about me? Who's talking about me? Stepping outside your box is so important. You do not grow if you stand still, 100%. If you were a snake, and I love snakes, so I'm not saying if I say you're a snake, I don't mean like that's bad. If you're a snake and you need to shed your skin, you have to move forward. You can't literally shed your skin by not moving. You need to move forward. And alone in a box is not fun. You're right. It's not. It's really not. Being stuck there? No, absolutely not. So when you decide to step outside your box, it is hard, right? You lift your leg to climb over. But it is personal growth, and you're showing yourself and proving to yourself that you can do it. You may fail, and it's okay, but my goodness, you still did it, right? Personal growth. By confronting unfamiliar situations, people can learn new skills, develop greater resilience. This fosters adaptability, and it is an important trait in this ever-changing world. Number 2, it helps you overcome fears. Avoiding discomfort keeps individuals trapped in their fears. Facing them head on allows people to conquer those fears and become more confident. Enhanced creativity. When you're stuck in a box, you're stuck in a box. There's not a lot of creative things going on in there. You're stuck. Enhanced creativity. Exposure to different experiences and viewpoints stimulates your brain in new ways, fostering a creative and innovative environment. Opportunities. You gripe. I don't want to say you gripe. I don't know if you gripe about this, but I've done this before. You get upset because you don't see any opportunities. You don't see any opportunities. It's because you're in your box. How are you going to see more opportunities when you won't move? You won't move. You're not going to see new opportunities. You don't climb out of the box, you're not going to see it. It breaks up the monotony of day-to-day life. Okay? There is comfort in sitting on the couch and watching TV every Friday night, and getting up on Saturday and doing something, and then doing something on Sunday, and like having it right here, right here, right here, right here. It's good to have routine, but it's not growth, right? And if you are comfortable and that is where you feel fulfilled, that's perfect for you. But if that is not fulfilling for you, you need to lift your leg and climb out of the box, right? Climb out of the box. Let's talk about some ways that you can climb out of the box, and then I'll answer some of the questions I saw. I would urge you to do some of these things to step outside your box. I had someone tell me once, a great way for you to step outside your box is talk to 3 strangers a day. That's terrifying for me. I don't know why. Of course, I would never think that I would be on here talking to anybody, right? Years ago or a couple of years ago. So I've heard from multiple people, you want to step outside your box. Talk to a couple strangers a day. You don't even have to say anything but hi, but say something and talk to someone you don't know a few times a day. You can travel to a new place. This does not have to be out of state. I love traveling. It's great. Even if it's just in the town next to you. Is it to a new park? Look at your town that you're in. Look at the state that you're in. And look and see what places you haven't been yet. There's like these precious gems all over. And just going to someplace new is stepping out of your box. Take up a new hobby, whether it's painting, dancing, rock climbing, learning musical instruments, trying new activities, doing new classes, whatever they are, take up a new hobby. Be interested in learning something new. Attend workshops, seminars, scroll through TikTok, scroll through YouTube, find a new book. Find something that piques your interest and you're like, this is a place for me. This is not my normal, but this is a good place. Volunteer. Offer your time to a cause or organization that you're not familiar with, but that you believe in. That helps you. It helps you be exposed to different communities and different people. You can read. A lot of you have said earlier that you love reading. You do that already. Read. Choose books and articles outside what your typical genre would be. See if it's something that you can get interested in. Set challenging goals, but not so challenging that you're self-sabotaging. Okay? Set challenging goals, but not so challenging that you already know it's so high that it's just ridiculous for you to even think that you could do it, and you literally self-sabotage yourself. Take risk in your career. Working on that. Learn a new language. This challenges you cognitively, but also there's other doors in understanding other cultures, right? Change your routine. Sometimes changing the order of your daily task gives you a fresh perspective. Those are some of the things that you can do. Stepping outside your box is hard. I have had to try to come up with ways to step outside my box, and then it always goes back to, you are the mountain in your own way. You are the mountain in your own way. You are in your own way. You literally have this abundance all around you. It's everywhere. There's beautiful things all over. There's all kinds of things there waiting for you, and you are in your own way because you are stubborn and you won't make movements. You're in your own way. You have beautiful things in life that you could find, that you can see, but you are choosing to stay inside a box that is lonely, that is routine. And there is beauty in routine, right? But you can't grow never changing anything, right? If you want different, do different. If you're good where you're at, do what you're doing. But most of us always want a little more. Are you fulfilled in life? There is a difference. I had this conversation with one of my best friends the other day. He said, we talked about being fulfilled or being happy and content. There is a difference. There is a difference. Are you fulfilled? Is this fulfilling? Is what you're doing every day, same routine, doing the same thing, is that fulfilling for you? Do you feel like that's your life's mission? It feels good. You know if you're content versus if you're fulfilled. If you are being fulfilled, these are the things that you lose track of time doing. These are the things you step outside your box and suddenly you could think you're talking for an hour and it's been 10 hours. What kind of things do you do that make you lose track of time? Right? Time is very man-made when you think about it. You go to work for 8 hours a day. You sleep for 8 hours. Like, there's all these routines, but fulfillment is What is something you love so much that you lose track of time? That tells you what's fulfilling for you. It fulfills your soul. It fulfills you. That's where you need to look to step outside your box. What is fulfilling? There is beauty in routine, right? There is beauty in my kids wake up, I do this, I do this, I do this. Your kids will grow up and not be there. They're still there, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to live a fulfilled life, but having some things that fulfill you will change your life. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So glad. All right, so that is what I have for you today, guys. Support each other. Support each other. If you need a place to start discovering, reach out to any one of us. We would love to invite you into the group. I'm not going to call it, say, a family per se, because, well, sometimes families aren't that great. But we are a community, and we have a very broad array of people, and we try to be very respectful to everybody's beliefs and just help each other grow and find themselves, your authentic self. And that can vary from person to person, and that's okay. So I saw a couple of questions, and I think, Allie, did you say something about self-sabotage? If you want to join Blend Your Spirit on Facebook, the link is in my bio, or you can just go over there to Facebook and look up Blend Your Spirit. But you can find me, Craft by Kitty Lynn, across all social media too. And we do have a Discord. We just started, and I have some great people helping me with that as well. Allie, are you still in here? Okay, she might be gone. Oh, there. How do you combat self-sabotage when you're doing great? Very hard. So hard. And I only know from the experiences I've had. That's why I speak to them. Sometimes we find ourselves feeling like this is too good, or maybe this is going in a really good direction, and last time we had this, subconsciously we're expecting something negative to happen. Okay? It doesn't mean that it's going to happen. This is an emotion that you're feeling. When you see that you're doing it, that's like 90% of the battle. Okay? 90% of the battle. I had this huge battle internally for 2 weeks, a couple weeks ago, and it was like, do I want to combine Blend Your Spirit and Finding Divinity, or do I want to keep it? Like, is it both the same thing? Like, it wasn't even a big deal, but it became such a big deal in my mind when I was discussing it with myself that it became that overwhelming. I'm just not going to do it because I don't know what to do. And it was never about not knowing what to do. It was never about not knowing what to do. It was never about me being overwhelmed. It was about feeling, I know this feeling, I've had this feeling before, like it feels like this is right, but I've always had negative experiences before. And then what if it gets to where it's bigger, and then more people see me, and then let's stop. Does that make sense? Once you recognize you're doing it, that is a huge deal. You don't know till you know. If you are really good, I won't say bad, but if you're really good at self-sabotage, you don't even know that you're doing it. And so once you actually see the little secrets that you keep, your behaviors that you have to self-sabotage, you understand that, I don't know why I was doing that. And then you have to think about it. Why were you self-sabotaging? The relationship was too good. I started acting like I always act, and there it went. It ended. It's like we manifest the exact things that we actually don't want, because our subconscious protects us. It's such a great protector. It has so much memory in all of our cellular structure and our minds and everything. So when something becomes familiar, your subconscious reacts just like the initial point of pain from a long time ago, whenever it was. And you don't think about that that's what's happening. It just happens. It just happens. It's a feeling for me when I start feeling a certain way. That's when I notice it happens. Yeah. So it is, because then you're like, well, is this actually bad? Or is this like a real feeling? Is this my, it happens a lot to people as well. I don't like to throw the term narcissist around, but if you have been in a situation like that, you tend to question more. But once you do recognize it, start trying to determine the point of pain, if that makes sense. If you can determine the point of pain or the area of where it's coming from, it will help you grow through it. It will help you grow through it. Because my last one was, it really wasn't about either one of those things, and I made it into this really big deal to overwhelm myself to where then I just didn't want to do it. And I was like, oh, I see you, kitty. I see this pattern. So it does help. It's not something that's easy, because when you're talking about self-sabotage, you're often doing it subconsciously. It's not something you're doing on purpose. It's your protectors are literally there to protect you, and they're trying to keep you from having that feeling again. Recognize that feeling. What if that happens like that? Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And so your protectors and your subconscious do that. I don't want to feel this happy because I don't get to share it with the people I wish to the most. Yeah. Yeah, and that can be that too. It can be that. Self-sabotage sometimes comes with guilt. It sometimes comes with guilt. It comes with feeling guilty because you're trying to be happy and the people that you want aren't there, and you want them to see it too. So that makes sense. There's a lot of different things with it. There's not a right or wrong answer, but if you do recognize your self-sabotage, I would tell you, I don't know if you're in the group or not, but I would say I am 100% that if you're in our group and you feel like you're self-sabotaging, jump in the group and say, hi, self-sabotaging today. I need help. I need support. You're going to have a bunch of people jump on. They're going to jump in and they're going to support you on that and tell you all different things that they can do or that they do themselves when they struggle with that. Hey, Orange Juice, how are you? So I would do that. At least then you have a little bit of a community. If you're not on Facebook, we have the Discord. Few rules we have you follow in the beginning of Discord, just that way we make sure we know who's in the group, because I like to keep it a safe, protected group as much as I can. So I hope that helps you. Was there more questions? I think I saw Tiny. I may have seen a couple others. I'm not sure. Tiny, are you in here, my dear? Not great, but you're going to champion on. Well, that is good. I like honest answers. Discord, yes. It is Blend Your Spirit on Discord. There's a group there. It has a lot of different tabs with crystals and just different chit chat areas. I also have the Facebook group called Blend Your Spirit. There's a chat in there. We have daily updates from Miss Shelley. We celebrate birthdays. We talk about crystals. We talk about all kinds of spiritual stuff, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. All right. Well, if there's any more questions, I do have the class calendar for next month is coming out tonight or tomorrow. You're welcome. If you want to join any of those, let me know. I do have a couple of free workshops coming up, so you'll need to register for those that are free. If you have any questions at all, you can go to the link in my bio and always find me there. It kind of gives directions of where I am. But I hope you guys have an amazing night. Oh, I think I'll have to talk with Shelley, but I think tomorrow night I'm going to continue on talking about the crystals tomorrow night on Instagram. So if you're not following over on Instagram, jump on Instagram. That way you can be in there tomorrow. We're doing, it's just kind of the history and ancient stories about crystals. So we talk a little bit about Greek mythology and why amethyst is called amethyst. Why is rose quartz rose quartz? So it's very fun. What can I do to help you promote? I appreciate that. You can shoot me a message. You can share my things. You can come over and join. You can collaborate with me. If you have a story, I sometimes do lives and do stories and things like that. I am open for that, and I so much appreciate it. So much. Yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. Share and bring people over. I'm just a girl trying to change the world, guys. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate you. All right, guys. Hey, Missy. Yep, jump over there. I appreciate you guys so much. We will see you tomorrow night on Instagram, I believe. And if you want updates, go to one of the groups, the Blend Your Spirit group. Miss Shelley does updates on where to find me for classes and chit chats and all that. Appreciate you guys. Bye.